The BBO on MMT is live Sunday mornings. We get the numbers, box office across the globe, and go through them right here. About 10 minutes or so. Get in with super chats only because that's all I have time for. We're getting right into Barbie because there is no slowing this film down. Let's go right to the Warner Brothers email and look here. Domestic weekend of $93 million. That is only minus 43%. Spectacular hold for Barbie. Total gross stateside now, $351 million. Internationally, a lot of people said Barbie's not going to travel. It's not going to do the numbers overseas. Really? How about another 122 and $423 million overseas? That's a worldwide total of $775 million for Barbie after just 2 weekends. This is unheard of. This is, yes, a phenomenon of the largest order. Top markets: United States 351, UK 62, Australia 30.6, Mexico 41.4. On and on it goes. I want to get to this. This is very important for me. I love talking about these under the hood details of how it's performing. And let's start with domestic. It's the largest second weekend in Warner Brothers history. The fastest to climb to 300 million in Warner Brothers history. Additionally, this has an A cinema score like we talked about. The young women love that A+. That's perfect for them. That's why this movie is doing the numbers that we are seeing, because the younger female audience adores the film. They're seeing it multiple times, and that's why we have a number of 775 globally on Barbie. Top 10 locations. My home theater, yes, sir. AMC Burbank was number 1. Empire, New York City, 2, AMC. Lincoln Square, AMC, 3. Regal Irvine, that is down in Orange County, that is 4. Number 5 is the Grove, and then on we go. Top 10 markets: LA, New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Dallas. International highlights: number 1 film of the weekend, both international and worldwide. Second weekend in a row that's happened. Over 100 million in its second weekend. Barbie, 122 million for the weekend. That means we're up to 423 again on that international number, 775 globally, and it's only down 32% from weekend to weekend. That is unheard of. This is a film that has, as we mentioned, opening weekend, even that first night that I was out there for those advanced screenings, you could feel the buzz. This film captured the zeitgeist. For those of you who don't know what that means able to break through all of the clutter and somehow register in the majority of moviegoers' minds, and that's why we have the number we have. This is the third biggest industry film worldwide in 2023, fourth in internationally 2023. It still has time. It's gonna go all the way up. Okay, it's gonna be, if not number 1, number 2. On most of these. Let's go to Oppenheimer, because a great weekend again for Oppenheimer as well. I mean, it's not just one, it's both. This thing is 400 million worldwide on Oppenheimer, 174 domestic, and then that the rest overseas, 226.3. So this is going to be the biggest Christopher Nolan film of all time in 28 markets, including India, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Turkey. Biggest of all time. So this is now beating The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises in some countries for Christopher Nolan. Another phenomenon. We've got 2 at the same time. Unreal. This is what I want to get into, though. When you look at the IMAX specific stats, so impressive. It's the second fastest film to ever reach 80 million on the global IMAX screens. That makes it tied for Avengers Endgame, earning 24 million in its second weekend. It's the second highest global second weekend ever for an IMAX title in like-for-like markets. Obviously, Endgame number 1. So it only dropped 31% from that record IMAX opening. Still strong. And this is the film. I saw it again yesterday. I've now seen it in IMAX 70 millimeter, and then IMAX straight up. This is a film you pay the PLF screen, premium large format. You do that because it's shot in IMAX. Why would you go see it in a regular theater? And that's what moviegoers are saying across the globe, but we want to see this thing in IMAX. Most importantly, this is the big headline here this morning. Oppenheimer has now an extended IMAX run. They're going to run this thing all the way through mid-August because they know it's doing well and they don't want to yank it out, especially when we get to August, we get these films. Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to end up doing better than a lot of people think, but still, this film, Oppenheimer, is killing it in IMAX. So you leave it there, and then you can maybe withdraw a couple screens somewhere else, but you're going to keep that IMAX run in play. So that's big news. If you want to see it, you got extended play on that. Let's go to the next big story here this morning, and it is Haunted Mansion bombing. Haunted Mansion is another disaster for Disney. $33 million global opening, 24 here in the States and 9 million overseas. Okay, this is a $160 million plus movie, which means you need to make at least 320, I'd say closer to 400 plus million on this film. It's going to lose them hundreds of millions of dollars. Again, Elemental picked up, but it's still going to lose them money. We know that Strange World lost their ass. Lightyear, boom. And of course, Indiana Jones and the Dial disaster. Disney, why did you make this film and budget it at 160 million? It's insane. I can't believe that people get paid to make these decisions, and here it is happening exactly like we said it would. This film has bombed at 33 million domestic. Okay, super chats in a moment. Let's do the top 10, and we will go through some films I didn't get to. Went through the biggies. Barbie, number one again with 93 million, again down only 43%. Oppenheimer down 44%. Two great holds from both these films. Oppenheimer with 46.2 million. By the way, we'll talk about it tonight on MMT, the extended edition. When we look at my forecast, I nailed it again. We got all of these right. I got Haunted Mansion, Oppenheimer, and Barbie, all of them nailed. Okay, that's coming up tonight. Wait for that. That's why you guys watch, because we're good. We're better than movie math. Way better. Here's one we want to talk about later. I don't want to do it right now because we're keeping this stream tight. MI7 has not done the numbers that we expected. It's barely at 400 million worldwide. It's not going to, if it gets to 500, maybe 550, this is way under where it should be. I want to get your comments on that on this stream. Also tonight when we talk about it in depth. Talk to Me, A24's horror film, solid little film. They picked it up at Sundance, and it made them money this weekend. It's 10 million already in the bank for Talk to Me. It's one of their better horror openings of all time, just right behind Hereditary. And that's super impressive for that film to do that. Dial Destiny is now at 167 million stateside. Unreal. Elemental's picked up to 144. Insidious number 9. It's now the number one Insidious movie overseas. I know that at 78 million. And there is your top 10 box office. Any super chats, we get them in. Otherwise, we're out of here. It's that tight. That's how this stream goes. I see no super chats. Sorry, guys. Love you all. That's how it works. I'll see you back here tonight on MMT. We will be live at 8 o'clock here in LA, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. We'll go over the numbers more in depth, even though I think we did a pretty good job right now on breaking box office here, MMT. And then I'll see you guys. Oh, you just got in here last second, Jonathan. Appreciate it. MI7, never anticipated Sound of Freedom success. We did see Sound of Freedom. Let me pop it up one more time. Look at the number for Sound of Freedom. This is glossed right over it, and I apologize for that. It's 148 million. It did another 12 million, and that is correct. That's really good analysis, Jonathan. That's a film that absolutely ate into MI7. Very similar audiences, older audiences, and they went to see Sound of Freedom. I would say older conservative, right? So that means goodbye, cannibalization, and MI7 really got hurt by that. We'll talk about it more tonight because those are the stories I love to discuss, is what happened to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Why did it not fire the way we expected? Aside from Barbenheimer, that's certainly a major issue for that film. I'll see you back here tonight. MMT will be live 8 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Thank you for being here this morning. This is Breaking Box Office. MMT saying peace out. See you tonight.